Hello, guys, and welcome back to Sonic Labs. And this is going to be our episode 2 of our new series called Music Theory for Complete Beginners. So, let us begin. So, in FL Studio, if you want to open up a piano roll, you can just click on this little icon, or you can simply press F7 and it will automatically take you to the piano roll. So as you can see here, we have a piano which is vertically placed. So the notes are not labeled here. So to see the names for each note, you can just go to this arrow, go to view section, key labels, and select all notes. So now we have some labels on the notes. So these notes are named alphabetically in order of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then again it goes to A. Each time the sequence repeats, the entire thing shifts to the next octave. Now, what an octave is, it consists of 12 notes, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and these 5 notes. So, in all, we have 12 notes in one octave, and after that, we go to the next octave. So, the number that is next to the alphabet is representing the octave of that note. So if this is called a C5, then this is in the 5th octave, and if this is in C6, then that is the 6th octave. So in a similar way, we have till C10, and it starts at C0. So we'll stay around the 6th octave. Yeah, it sounds good. So first of all, let us talk about pitch and frequency. So both are exactly the same thing, or you can say they are equivalent. Now, what is the meaning of frequency? Frequency is occurrence of a particular event in a given time. So that means how frequently something happens in a given time. In terms of music, we are talking about the waveform completing its cycle. That's the event. Suppose we have a sine wave, and that sine wave completes 10 cycles in 1 second, then we will say its frequency is 10. And if we want to double the frequency, then it will complete 20 cycles in same amount of time, which is 20 cycles in 1 second. So in similar manner, the frequencies are measured in hertz, and some of them sound really unique and pleasant to the human ear. So we selected all those frequencies and we named them. As I said before, the piano roll has 12 notes in an octave. So each note represents a fixed frequency. The only difference between a C6 and a C7 is the difference between their frequency multiplier, which is if C6 completes 10 cycles in 1 second, then for example C7 will complete double the number of cycles than C6, which is 20 cycles per second, and further you can double 20 into 40 for C8. So you just keep on doubling the frequency to get the pitch of that sound. Now these are not actual numbers for the frequencies, but you don't need to know them. So that's what pitch and frequency are. So the higher the frequency, more the pitch of the sound, and vice versa. Next, let us now talk about musical scales. So scale is like a particular set of notes which can be used to create a song, a track. Now different songs have different types of vibes with them. Some songs feel sadder than others, some songs are happier, some are a bit intense. Every song is different. Why does it happen? That is because each song is made in a different scale. Now the type of scale that you use to make your song is really important, and it is going to be the deciding factor for what kind of vibe your song will give out. Now a scale can have from 2 notes to 12 notes in it. So there are like thousands of scale present in music, but we need to focus on only 2 types of scales, because 99% of the tracks in today's time are created in these 2 particular scales, which is major and minor scale. So now both of them, how to know which notes to use for that? Well, you have a really convenient option in the piano roll. You can just go to the stop arrow, go into the helper section, scale highlighting, and here you have all the types of scales, different types of scales. So just select major, and now you need to select where your scale will start, which is the root node of your scale. So if I want it to be G major, then again I'll go to the helper tab, select scale highlighting, and I will select G here. And now all the highlighted nodes are the nodes within our scale. So we start from G6. So this is our G major scale. Now the only difference between the major and the minor scale is major scales sound a bit more happier and uplifting, and minor scales are a bit serious and sad maybe, but it's not always like meant to be that way. You can make sad songs using major scales and you can make happy songs using minor scales. So it all depends on what you are trying to make. Now to know the minor scale, you can just select a minor scale from these, but the most common minor scale is the minor natural. So if you are using any minor scale, you try doing this one, and now our root note is still G, and this will be our scale. So can you hear the difference between the tones of both the scales? I'll just arrange them. So this is how the major scale sounded with the same root note. And this is how the minor scale sounded. So both of them have the same root note, but the vibe they give out is different. So that's how musical scales work. And as I said before, you really need to be careful while selecting a scale before making your track, like which kind of scale you are using. And then you can just use this feature in FL Studio and just set up your piano roll accordingly. And if you want to know how to find the notes in a scale, you can just type in scale formulas in any of your search engine like Google or Safari, and you'll find out that how to find the notes for your scale. So it's pretty simple. They all have their formulas, like the distance between each note, so you can easily form scales by just searching them on the internet. But basically you have these two scales to make all the music that you want. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys like it and learned something, and if you like the video, then please like it and consider subscribing to this channel for more such content in future, and I'll see you in the next.